Hello and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. I just got back from a weekend away and I want to show you what's going on in the garden, and we're going to harvest at the same time while we're out here. But there are some things that are changing in the garden. Hi everybody. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. My name is Kim and I live in Southwest Ohio, and we are already starting to feel the change in the weather. Fall is coming, so we're kind of getting out of those warm season crops and we're moving into the cool season crops. And I did a little bit of work before I went out of town, and I just want to show you how it's doing. And guess what, y'all? We need to harvest. What's new, right? So I'm going to show you around on some things that I haven't shown you yet, and we're going to do some harvesting. And we're going to start right here with this lemon GreenStalk. There's only 3 tiers here. In the bottom, y'all, this is all mustard. This mustard looks amazing. Mustard in the bottom, and then carrots and lettuce in the top 2. Y'all, they were too thick. So we moved some things around to make room. But let me bring you in close. You got to come all the way over here just to see how good they're doing. So in the top here, you see these leaves? They looking good, y'all. Now there's too many in here, so we're gonna have to take some of those out. We're gonna have to thin the lettuce the carrots as well. This is some type of romaine. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know what that is, but it's some kind of lettuce, and you can see it's starting to come in here, but it's way too thick. Now I did this on purpose, kind of, sort of, but I did this so that I can transplant some of them out into another pocket. So this is one of those pockets that I took lettuce from like here and put it in this pocket. And I just did that like 2 or 3 days ago. And y'all, they looked really bad 2 or 3 days ago. But it looks like they're going to come on back. And then I'm going to have a pocket of lettuce. And this one, I messed up, y'all. I put lettuce and carrots in the same pocket because I lost count. But y'all, it's looking good. It's looking really, really good. But there's still a ton of lettuce that we can move to another place. And y'all, look at that. Cucumber beetles. Ugh. Anyway, there's a ton of lettuce here that we can relocate to other areas, which I've been doing. And that's some of the things I'm going to show you today. So this is another bed that I did some work on right here. So there's lettuce coming up right there and right there, which it shouldn't be. And then I planted or transplanted some of that lettuce over here, and it's coming in. But I wasn't here to keep this going. My mom was. So it looks like 2 of them might make it here. That don't look like it's going to make it, or that one, or that one. I put some cabbage back here. They were teeny little cabbages. I don't think they're going to make it either, but we'll see. But I also planted seeds here. And what else? How did a lettuce get back there? Did I do that? I don't know. But anyway, the other thing that we're going to do over here in this bed is harvest these burgundy beans. They're called Royal Burgundy. So that's the real reason we're over here at this bed right now. I really didn't want to show you that over there until I found out if it was going to live or die, but here we are. So here's the packet of the Royal Burgundy beans. So you can see what they look like on the packet while I'm harvesting. They turn green when you cook them. They do have a few strings on them, so if you don't like, if you want a stringless bean, this isn't the one for you. I think the flavor is okay. It's not my favorite though. My favorite would be a yellow wax bean, but it's good. It's different, right? It's just different. It gives you something to eat other than your favorites, just to keep you eating all those fresh vegetables. But let me get these harvested, and then we'll go look at some of the other things that's been going on while I've been away. The vegetables growing over here are not in full sun. They spend most of the day in the shade, which definitely makes it grow slower. But at the same time, they're not getting blistered by that hot sun either. Not that it's been that hot lately. And there's still nice blooms on here. We'll be harvesting again in a couple more days. Yeah, I'm gonna let those get just a little bigger. There's my handful of purple or royal burgundy bush beans. The other thing about these beans, y'all, they vine just a little bit. So that's something else to keep in mind, that they're gonna vine just a little bit on you. But let's keep going, and I'm gonna show you some of the other stuff that I did. Here is another area where I've made some improvements. I took some of that lettuce and I transplanted it over here as well. So the flashy butter gem is over here, and it looks like most of it's surviving. And this is parsley. And y'all, we will definitely need to do a video on how to dehydrate or freeze dry if you have one, and I don't have one, but dehydrate your herbs, because I need to pick some of this some of this basil. Oh, it smells good. Oh, you get the top side of it. It's cooling off, and basil don't like frost or anything like that, but I want it to go as long as it can. So I'm getting these tops, these flowers off so that they don't go to seed on me. And y'all, I cut these all the way back a few weeks ago just to get them happy again, and gave them some fertilizer, and they're looking good. Flashy butter gem, all of that was transplanted from that lemon GreenStalk to over here. Now this right here, I had lettuce growing in this pocket, but this tomato plant said it wanted the pocket instead. I have no idea what kind of tomato plant that is. But yeah, there's lettuce over here getting ready to get busy. Uh-oh, there's a tomato plant way back there. I pulled that one out. But there's another tomato plant right there. And this right here is the fresh parsley that I just planted right here. Now this over here is, y'all, is a mess, is what it is. It's a hot mess. So a couple of weeks ago, I had been out of town again, and I came back and I found this was all messed up. It was taken apart. I don't know what happened when I was out of town when that came to be. Yeah, I put it back together, but I wasn't thinking. I put it back together and I forgot to put this inside. Let's see if we can find a way to hold it up here. That's a little better. But anyway, there's a few tomatoes on here. Maybe we'll just go that way with them. They're not the prettiest tomatoes anymore. Over here, I had black Krim and Italian heirloom. This is supposed to be Italian heirloom. I'm gonna go ahead and pick them because they're not happy. They're usually a lot bigger than this, a whole lot bigger. All right, let me find something to hold it up. We might as well do some maintenance since we're over here. Even though they're all bent over and everything, we're gonna try our best to make them happy again. Y'all know my plants are like my children. I like to take care of them, and I like to keep them happy. Let's see if we can make these happier. All right, that one hit the ground. Somebody's enjoying it. We'll just put it right there. Now let me show you some other things going on in the garden and harvest along the way. In this bed right here, y'all, I have melons growing all up behind me. And I was so afraid that these melons were going to completely ripen while I was away, but they didn't. Well, I had one. That pulled itself off the vine and was just laying outside the bed. So my mom knew, go ahead, harvest it, and let's take it indoors. She harvested a few other things while I was away. And here's the short clip. And she only harvested a couple of things of what she harvested. This is one of the things that was harvested while I was away for the weekend, as well as these okra. Some of these I think are too big, but the okra and 2 little cucumbers. Everything else we've been working on getting it off the table. My shelling peas are drying out, so when I get a minute, I come over here and I put them in this jar. But this is what was harvested without me. So you see, she didn't get much, but she definitely got that cantaloupe before something got a hold of it. And we're going to enjoy that cantaloupe today. Now, it was one of the smaller ones that I have over here, but y'all, I got a lot of cantaloupes over here. It looks like there are still 9 cantaloupes in here that are getting really, really close. And we have, I think, 2 varieties over here. Let me bring you in close and show you just how big these cantaloupes are. Now that's my largest cantaloupe over there. And yes, I am growing my cantaloupe up a trellis. They're not growing on the ground, they are growing up a trellis. Okay, I got some on the ground back here, but that's because they didn't go up the trellis. But anyway, there are cantaloupes. Look at all these cantaloupes, y'all. Look at them. Hopefully you can see them, but they're all in there, Cantaloupe City. And then this is going to be the last one that comes in for us. Now, believe it or not, it's really not that strange to grow your cantaloupes up a trellis like this right here. Your cantaloupe will fall off the vine when it's ripe. So it should be okay growing up a trellis. Now, if you want to provide a little bit of support, I've seen people get like nylon stockings, fruit bags and things of that nature to give it just a little more support, especially if you're growing those big, heavy 5-pounders, right? So it might not be able to handle the weight of it as it's growing. So a little bit of support is always a good thing. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. But everything is still growing really nice in here. And y'all, it's just so many cantaloupes. This is the most I have ever grown. And I think these are Hell's Best over here. And I think there's an Edisto, I think is what it's called, Edisto. I'll put pictures up here of both of the 2 different varieties of cantaloupes we're growing. And the weather's changing. So if these cantaloupes weren't really close to being ripe, I might not get a harvest on them, or I might have to pull them prematurely and let them finish ripening on the counter. But I believe all of these are going to make it. Today is September 7th. And I know the next 10 days, I am in the high 70s, low to mid 80s, which is perfect weather. So they're going to be super happy over the next 10 days. And y'all, I'm afraid every last one of these are going to be ready in the next 10 days. But we're going to enjoy all of them. Over here, y'all, I have some yellow wax beans. And I harvested these 3 days ago, so I'm not expecting much to be over here. But I might as well check since I'm in the space. Don't want anything to go bad. And y'all, I finally, at least I think I finally have reached my year's supply of yellow wax beans. So I got over a year's supply of green beans, and now my yellow wax beans, I believe I'm at a year's supply. So we are in good shape over here. So let me harvest these 2 or 3 beans, and then I'm going to show you something else that I haven't shown you yet this year. I didn't mention this right here, but this is that second round of okra. It's getting nice and big and full. So we will keep that okra right here and see if we can get a small harvest on it before the weather completely changes. But y'all, we don't need no more okra. We got plenty of okra. She can't eat it fast enough. We got okra, but we're going to have some more too. I'm in the shade, but I'm hoping you can see this. But I have 2 massive, and I do mean massive, squash plants in here. These are my white scallop squash in here, which is now my mom's new favorite. And they are huge plants. They're very happy in this spot. Ooh, and there's one down there. Not today, though. No, we're not going to take you today, baby. We're going to give you another couple of days. But there's some in there about that big around right now. But I'm going to let it get some friends. He needs to bring some friends to the party. He can't come to the party by himself. And there are friends in here. So we will be getting more white scallop squash in the very near future from this bed right here. Y'all, this was that second round of potatoes that I put in here. And y'all, they're not doing well. I mean, I don't think we're going to get a second round of potatoes this year. So we are going to come in lower than last year. But the quality of potatoes that we have this year is better than the quality that we had last year. They are starting to bloom just a little bit, but we're gonna keep hope alive for these potato plants. And right here is a green zucchini of some kind. I think it's ribbed zucchini that I have growing right here. They're blooms. The bees are here. They're happy in this space. So far, no damage to these. Well, there's some little baby squash over here. So we'll get a few more green squash as well from this plant. And then right in the front here, y'all, I must have been like really crazy because that's lettuce. I put a lettuce plant right here, right in the front of this bed. So I must have had a whole bunch and I was looking for another spot. But now we got lettuce in there as well. Now I'm going to head over here to this green stalk to see if any more yellow wax beans decided to grow while I was gone. Now, I'm not expecting many. I harvested these pretty good just before I left. At this point, I'm looking for just fresh eating so we can save our canned food for this winter. There we go. There's a few in here. Now that looked like a green bean. Uh-oh. Well, maybe it'll turn. I don't know. Now, green beans is what I know we're going to harvest. I know I have green beans. And I know I have a lot of green beans. All right, it was only one or two. Let's keep moving. Let me keep showing you some other great things. And one of those things is these massive tomatoes I'm going to harvest right now. Now, I'm hoping this basket's going to be big enough because, y'all, we got some tomatoes over here. Let's start with the little ones. If you want to call that little, that's pretty nice size right there. But we're going to take anything that's worth taking today. Some opalkas. These are all smaller tomatoes. I haven't got to the big ones. We're going to save those. We're going to get those in just a moment. It's a nice size one right there, but it's not ready. Oh, I would have missed this one back here. Steak sandwich, bodacious. Those are the two that I just picked so far. And we are getting ready to get this big one, y'all. I am so excited about this big one. I saw it before I left. Y'all, look. What did I say? This is super steak. Y'all, look at this super steak. Look at that. Whoa. Now that's what I call a tomato. An average size tomato and a super steak, y'all. That's supposed to be a bodacious. That's a super steak. And guess what? I got more than one. I'm taking anything that's blushing. Because I just don't want to have to come back out here tomorrow and pick again. These are some nice size. Yeah, I don't think I've ever grown a tomato consistently in size on any one plant where they're all this big. Now, I talked about this space on just my last video or so, so I'm not going to spend time doing a full garden tour or anything, but I just wanted you to see how big these tomatoes are, y'all. I mean, for real, I did that. And I don't normally do that. I have some nice tomatoes, don't get me wrong. They're nice, but they're never this nice. Wow. Okay, let's see if we got some more tomatoes along the way. And no, I didn't pick these here. They're all dried out. They're no good. So I just left them. And let's see what else I want to show you. Oh, I need to go ahead and pick some more of those shelling peas that are drying out here. I want to get them off so that they don't get wet in the rain and get all moldy. So let me get those next. And then we'll see what else I'm going to bring you with me to see. You've seen me harvest beans before. So instead of watching me harvest, let's watch them pile up. Y'all, I don't know if I had the camera on or not, but these are my beans, and I didn't pick them all, y'all. There's a lot of beans over there, but I think I got most of them. Y'all, I just got off of a plane. I can't be out here doing all of this work. I need to rest my body, but I picked a whole bunch of beans here. Let me pick a few other things and see if there's anything else that I need to show you right quick. Here it is, y'all. This is the little harvest during the quick trip around the garden so you can see just how much has changed and a few things I did without you. Here are the weights for everything today, as well as the weights of the couple of things that Mom picked for me yesterday. So, y'all, it's still coming. It's still a lot of good food out here. It's not time to quit. It's time to kick in for this last stretch before the weather changes completely on us. And so I hope you enjoy this video and this style of video. And if you do, consider subscribing to my channel or joining and becoming a member of my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Until next time, and I hope there'll be a next time that you hang out at Kim's Cozy Corner with me. Bye.